Hello Libra, this is Lily Jane. Welcome to the Great Inspirations Tarot and Oracle, and I'm here today to do a reading for you. This is a new channel, so please feel free to like and share and subscribe. If you would like to help these videos get out to more people in YouTube, that's what we really need. So I'll get on with our journey here, which is our soul's journey lessons cards is what I'm using for you today. That is what the guides called for. I have already called forward all the guides of the planet who would like to participate and who may guide you to look at this video. So I've done some pre-shuffling and preparing the deck, which is a very pretty deck, nice pretty cards on the back, and they have come out with some cards which are an overview card of what this set of cards is, what this reading is about. So the first card that they threw out is balance, adversity, failure. Oh, wind is coming. Woo! Didn't get windy. Failure. That was that one. And worry. Okay. So this reading is about you balancing your worry and concern about failure in the face of adversity. Now I'm going to put them back in the deck. Let's get some other cards out to work with. So I'm outside in my garden today. Could be some natural energies and natural noises. The voice of nature. Cicadas, birds, chickens, dogs, all of that. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's not too distracting. Okay. Let's see what they have to expand upon that. And the guides will come through with advice to help you reflect upon, see if you can harmonize with it and work with it to help you in your own personal situation to step past problems and issues and help to ground yourself. So the cards have fallen on the ground. This energy is quite fractious energy. It's interesting. I called forward the energy of Libra and things got a little bit on the stressed, anxious, and a little bit volcanic energy. The cards just flying out, and that's how it's feeling like. Relationships has come out, the relationships card, with the big flower of life or tree of life, whatever it's called, type matrix, which is the picture which is reflecting the manifesting down into the earth plane of things, which is mainly relationships is what we're here for. An issue is trust and imagination. Now I call upon you to remember the initial cards that came out, because I'm already not connecting to those cards too much. As I roll through the reading, I'm channeling and I'm just rolling forward as the guides bring out more information. So you have to put it all together yourself, watching the video or re-watching it after if you like. Self-esteem is an issue here. Right. A relationship issue that involves trust, imagination and self-esteem, and I think it's about people imagining things that aren't quite so, and self-esteem is getting out of balance. We had the balance card come up, didn't we? So what else have we got here, guides, and more advice? Have you got some advice? Guides for the greater good of Libra. Some advice cards now. We're really nailing into some issues there. We want to talk more. Oh, wait a minute. The wind is blowing things away. Just a second. Okay, so the relationship card, Blu-ray, the relationship is the key issue and problem. They want to talk for a little bit. Trust in the relationship is vital. Trust is the anchor. Trust is the solid block from which the relationship is built. Yes. Self-esteem is intertwined with the relationship that you're in. If you're watching this and it's chiming with you and reflecting back into your life, self-esteem is an issue for you. Your self-esteem is being weighed down, and damn, it's been made feel really heavy and in question. And that's coming from the lack of trust that's coming in the relationship. And the imagination has come out again. So, yes, so somebody in your relationship feels that trust is either not a solid thing that they can feel confident in, or somebody doesn't trust. Yes, the cards keep flying away. 1 second, please. Sorry, Remy, my dog was there. Okay, comes back to the self-esteem again. Now, for some people, the self-esteem issue has been attached to the trust in a relationship, and they want to say that is. They're using the card imagination. What does it say? I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So the creative aspect of your mind, and look at this, it looks like a mechanical eyeball that's honing in on something. You are honing in on an aspect of your relationship that is strongly connected in your mind, in your own. Now, imagination is what we live off. We live through imagination. We build our world through imagination. That's the truth of it. Our aspects and thoughts and feelings involve an imaginary aspect to help us to create and grow an understanding. It's not rubbish. It's just a part of our process. Okay, so the word imagination doesn't mean it's absolute fiction and nonsense, but what it means is we use our creative process to attach values to things. And you're attaching a value of trust to self-esteem. And they're saying your self-esteem needs not to be attached to anything other than what's within you. Your self-esteem shouldn't be attached to the opinions and thoughts and feelings of others. That's what they're getting at. Is that correct, guide? Yes. They're saying the other person's self-esteem also is attached to trust. So how it plays out, which part of this dynamic you are, is for you to reflect upon and know. So you or the other person could have their self-esteem impacted and influenced by a lack of trust. Now the thing about a lack of trust suggests that the person you don't trust isn't a very good person, isn't a person that has good qualities. And that's absolutely something that relates back to how that person can feel about themselves. So if you stay with somebody, hang out with somebody who doesn't trust you and treats you like you're a rascal or not a good person, or you've got faulty values, then the longer you stay with them, the longer you kind of accept their negative opinion, the negative imprint of you onto yourself, and that does directly impact your self-esteem. Now, imagination is the part where we start to imbue value into someone else's imprinting of their opinion, which is the problem. They are making an opinion from a perspective which is not all-encompassing of all factors. Their opinion is often that is a negative-based attitude. So either they're with you because they love you and accept you and trust you, or they're with somebody that they don't trust, which doesn't make any sense. They shouldn't really be. If they truly believe that you can't be trusted. There's also an element with some people that they imagine things are wrong because they fall into the coding and the mental practice of suspicion and looking for something wrong. That's where imagination can be about seeing something wrong when there isn't anything wrong, and finding it difficult to trust others because you expect there to be something wrong, and you start to imagine and tell yourself and create a story. As my partner likes to use the word, grow it. You grow something from a little thing, which is a little factor, and turn it into a big story, a big monologue that isn't necessarily true, and that's an imaginary storyline of potential. But the truth is, one could say, oh, this thing happened, I don't know what happened. And then you could sit down with someone else and come up with 100 different possible reasons why it happened. And all of them could sound viable. You could then start to take all of those different storylines and start to find some other little factors that support them. And that's when imagination starts to break up reality and relationships and trust in friendships. So this is about friendships. Also, I must add, all partnerships have a friendship component. So a friendship, a good friendship, a real friendship, and if your partner is a friend or your friend is a real friend, they have to be able to let go of this imagining and growing things from one little thing to make it into a big story of potential. There's a million possible potentials for just about everything. And a lot of times factors can look like they support it and mirror that imaginary story. They can mirror that imaginary story in this friendship. Okay, guys, let's keep going. You got any more you would like to work with and build on this message? They're saying you can get through this, you can grow past this, you can grow through this. They don't want your self-esteem to be attached to this scenario, which is not. It is partly fiction, partly one of the millions of potentials, but it isn't the real one that you're on. It's not the journey you're on. It's not the path you're on. It's not the timeline you're on. So if that's the case, then you need to recognize what is real, and you need to solidly anchor yourself in that and stay stable with that balance. That's where you bring the balance into this situation, this relationship, this friendship. There's some tenderness and there's caring there. The tenderness and caring has been there, and you wish to go back to that and not have a reflection of distrust come over, because it's not based in fact, it's based in extrapolating potential ideas of what could be, and what could be isn't what is, or most of the time. We are in a world of potentials always being put to us of what could be, and a lot of them are painted to look like they're solid and real when they're not. And unfortunately, that's the programming we're dealing with. It destabilizes a lot of relationships. You have to have courage in this situation. Courage is required. Now, I like to read the messages sometimes. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So the person who doesn't have trust needs to have courage to face their fear and just let it go by. And that requires trust. So also an aspect of this for some people, and it's probably one of the aspects of this situation for everybody who's in it from their own angle and reflective perspective, is that you need to have courage to overcome the fear. The programming of fear is rife in our planet. We are programmed to be fearful and uneasy all the time. We're always told about how the world is wrong, something's off balance. We're bombarded with scammers and people trying to take advantage of us. And it looks like all the structures that we look to find some balance in, all the social media platforms, Google, the government departments, everywhere all around the world, we're finding that they are somehow making us feel like we're being taken advantage of. So this story could also reflect back onto the world stage, which sets up a feeling and a mental perspective and a mode of operating which we then sometimes take into our own lives as well. So some people who are watching could also just feel so unstable and upset and unbalanced because of the world. And that's very, very, it's just as relevant as a relationship. So there's all these different aspects, but there's layers of this. Losing faith and losing trust starts, we look out at the world, too much connecting to this outer world presentation coming to us continually, this onslaught. Too much of that is going to create a state of mind and a way of functioning, a mode of being, which starts to bring that filtering into our personal lives. That, of course, is not positive, because if you feel like the world is, I can't say those words, guys. If you feel like the world is not good, they use a strong word, from the outside perspective, you start to bring that home into your own smaller micro world of your own personal space world, then where is there that's safe and good for you? You need to have the courage to break the bond between the outside world's impressions and philosophies and the stories being put upon us, and separate yourself from it when you're looking at your own life. What have we got here, guides? And this gives you freedom. This is where freedom comes. Separation and objective. Now, didn't we have there somewhere about being objective? Okay, where is it? Where is it? Imagination. Was that another one? Maybe it was in the initial cards. I'll need you to go back and just check your initial cards that came out. But I'm sure being objective came into it. You need to have the courage to be objective and not believe everything that comes to you. That's another aspect. Wow, this is covering so many people's situations. And it all intertwines and reflects back and cycles through your life. So it comes at you from all different directions, and you don't want to be starting to create this in your own life. What they present to you from the outside world, you don't want to create it in your own life. It's destabilizing and it's not real, it's imaginary. Freedom is understanding that you are fine as you are, your world is fine as you are. Let's just put a few things straight. This planet is absolutely fine. This planet can create and heal herself just like that. This planet, look, think of Chernobyl. Chernobyl is really bouncing back. It bounces back so strongly, it's unbelievable, because it wasn't destroyed and had, and had the heck beaten out of it by humans. It was a little mistake by humans. In the big world terms, the long-term energy of the planet, it's easy for her to process that through. She can handle it. And she comes back with a bounce. She comes back with a vengeance of life, growth and development. Now, we can say some of those animals are genetically morphed and changed. That may be so. But they will eventually default back to what is natural and what is meant to be. Because nature and evolution doesn't come through with a permanent thing that doesn't work. What it does, it balances back to what does work. And that's one of her wonderful magical benefits of the earth, is that she works that way. She corrects, self-correcting very nicely. So we can mess up all over the place. She can also wipe us out with one storm. More powerful than us and more powerful in lots of ways. So let's not get too stressed and depressed about the planet. Humanity have been hoodwinked at the moment into thinking everything is wrong when it isn't as bad, unless we make it so. So we have to move past the conditioning and the controllers controlling our mind and our aspects in our relationship. Stop being so combative within ourselves and our relationships, and start to be more relaxed, more grounded to the earth, grounded to Gaia, more reflective and more objective. Now death has come up. We had courage and freedom, right? Courage and freedom. We're really rolling forward with this reading. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Yes, endings are beginnings, and this is how it is with Gaia. And it's good to reflect upon that when it comes to the humans. We are a part of Gaia. We are the spawn of Gaia. We are involved in her whole entropy of life and death and growth and rebirth. We are a part of it. We're not separate from it. We are born of this planet. We are her beings as much as the animals and the trees and the plants and the minerals. I'm learning that the endings are merely beginnings. So Gaia will bring forward, and I'm using her as an example for you to be objective and step back in your perspective, because we absolutely are a part of her whole process. Gaia does create big natural events which look like devastating ending of things, but it is the beginning of something, the new beginning. She allows for the beginning by shaking it up and rearranging the energy. She also releases negative energy, which doesn't help with life and growth, and she releases it through major natural events. If we wanted, as a race, as a species, we wanted to help Gaia to be calmer and have less volatile natural events happening, we would need to take the chill pill. Take the chill pill and cool down ourselves, because we are a part of the whole energetic epoch that we're in, and we create a lot of fractious energy. We create a lot of disruptive energy, a lot of confusion and torturous fear, anger, upset, self-destructiveness. All of that energy gets soaked up by Gaia, and she has to release it. So if we wanted to empower Gaia and empower our world and change our world, we start by being calm, reflecting calmly, being objective, understanding death is a new beginning. Now, in the cards of Tarot and Oracle, death is not something died. Death is the end of a situation. Death is the end of a relationship, a cycle. Death is the end of a way of doing things which doesn't work. Death is the energy of something has been used up completely and there's just no more energy to go into it. Now, that happens with relationships. That does happen. That's how it works with our body. Our body does eventually die because we just use up all the energy we have for that life, and we've finished doing it. We're finished. It's over. It just starts to go back the other way because we've finished, and we transition into the new beginning, the birth, which is the exciting and wonderful birth of the next phase, which is after the physical life. So the birth phase of the new beginning has to happen with an ending. Now, all things are like that, and that adds to relationships, situationships, jobs, locations that you're in, phases of learning, everything else. Sometimes you're just ready. You've grown so much, you're ready to transition into something new. And that is a part of the whole process. And you can apply that however it works for you, because you are capable of analysing this and applying it how it reflects into your life. The next card that they wanted to bring out is a totally shift of energies. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, humour. So something can end, right? Have the courage. Now, for some people, I know this is about taking the step to change things out by allowing a relationship to peter out and letting go of a relationship because it isn't working and you can't shift the other person's psychosomatic imaginary process. Sometimes the only way to shift that is to step out of it. You can do it with love and compassion. It doesn't have to be an angry process. It has to be a rational process. With courage, you find freedom. Through the end of something, you find the new beginning. And a lighter aspect, a lighter humour, a lighter frame of mind helps you through the whole thing, because you can understand with objective consciousness that this is just a part of the many cycles of our life and our universe. They said this is the cycles of the universe. Fascinating. And you have a purpose, right? You have a purpose. You have purpose. We can't say that loudly enough. I know what I am here to do. You have purpose and you know it. Now, what's your purpose? Find your purpose, dig deep and find it, and be aware and acknowledge it. So is it possible for some of you that your self-esteem has been impacted because somebody doesn't trust you, or you don't trust them one way or the other, and they inhibit and don't support your purpose? Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Maybe the other person isn't being honest with you. Honesty, we had trust. Now, trust is all about saying something or someone is honest and true. Lack of trust means you're not going to get what you think you're getting or what's being represented. So there is some honesty and trust business here. You have a knowledge of your own honesty level. You know yourself. You must once again be objective. We're going to recap those last empowering cards which give clarity. Okay, here we go. Your self-esteem needs courage to defend it, to ground it, to rationally say, yes, I am honest. The transformational moment. The transformational moment. Death is a transformational moment. How that is for you, you know. Use your own intuition. You will gain freedom and clarity when you embrace the transformational moment, whatever that is. Allow yourself to be happy, laugh, smile, and find humor in life. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. That's a part of your transformation into freedom. Don't be hung up and upset that somebody doesn't trust you. Remember your purpose in life and bring it back into line. If it's been put offline, put it back online. And allow yourself to accept your own honesty in the whole situation. Is that it, guys? No. Okay, a little bit more. This is the longest reading I've had so far this morning, because you guys have got a lot there going on. And I see many different aspects can reflect for different people. Okay. Okay, have you got anything else you would like to say? You want to say something from a different deck? All right. We're going to the Archangel Power Tarot cards. This is a long reading, guys, but that's what's needed by these particular guides for you. I've got a little bit more to say. Okay. Let's give it a bit of a shuffle. What's happening there? This one's around the wrong way. Okay. So, won't be long. Get through this. This is a very nice deck that they've chosen. Okay, good enough, guys, yes? Okay, I'm going to set the other cards to the side. Don't blow away. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, they've already dropped out a card, which is perspective. Once again, they're saying it's about your perspective of things. There's a better way. Pause for reflection. It says, pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Okay, it's your perspective. And this is a bit like the hangman. The man's upside down, looking at things differently. Oh, that's right, yes. So, perspective. Okay, your perspective. Take a different perspective from things. Put a little crystal on that. Okay, some more. Okay. Alright, the Five of Ariel. It says, you needn't go through your current difficulties alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Alright, so that's the card. So negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Your perspective is what you need to work at. They said your perspective is the danger point, the important aspect here. Okay, the King of Michael came out. That's the card. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity. A situation that calls for honest and open communication. There we go. Stay in your integrity, open and honest communication, and ground yourself and be, you've got to have an objective perspective. That's just the same stuff we just said before. Is there anything else you would like to add to reinforce your advice here, guides? This one. The Four of Gabrielle. It's time for a celebration. Abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. Release yourself. I think that's what it has been urging you to consider. Releasing yourself from burdensome situations. Realizing that very good things are coming around the corner. Burdens don't help you flourish. Burdens, everything being a burden, shuts down your potential, shuts down your energy. Oh, yes. New beginning just sort of flipped out there, the new beginnings card. So that's backing it up. I think that's it. starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. How beautifully put. So this is where they're going with it. You've got to start a new beginning. You know the death card? Transitions, cycles, new beginnings. A new beginning is coming. But you do need to release yourself from burdensome situations and act with wisdom and objectivity. That's for sure. And these cards have just backed up the other spread that we brought through. Is there anything else you would like to finish with? Thank you, guides. That is very beautifully put and very beautifully delivered. And I appreciate your, yes, Ten of Ariel. Okay, let me put my glasses on and stop squinting. That helps, doesn't it? Okay, Ten of Ariel. There is so very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So not all of that has to relate to you, but this is just a general, these are some of the things that the Ten of Ariel can represent, which in the normal tarot is the Ten of Pentacles. So it's talking about the Ten of Pentacles, basically, which is everything's going to be fine financially on a material level. In the material world you're manifesting, it's going to be fine. And they said, and that's this card, the Four of Gabriel, is about everything's going to be fine. It's going to work out lovely. The new beginning, start a new life, finding your purpose. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past is exactly a part of this process of starting a new life of prosperity, because you need to have those beautiful energies of forgiving and compassionate reflection in order to be free moving forward. And I think that's really come through with this. And they're just saying, have confidence, trust. This is coming back to trust. They're saying, trust that everything's going to be okay. Maybe that's your trust issue. Is everything going to be okay? Okay, wow. There's a number of different people involved in this reading. I think that's it for now. And I think we've found something in it for you to reflect upon. So take the time to review it. Listen to it a couple of times so that you can find those little key points that your particular personal guides have put in there for you, as in remembering that a number of guides have come forward to help with this whole reading. There's those guinea fowl making a racket down in the paddock. So this has been a group reading, but absolutely is something for you. If you've been guided to this reading, that's because your guides have got something in it and they've participated in it. So please take the time to listen to it and watch it and take it in for your individual purpose and your individual reflection, as they say. So you're very welcome to have joined us today. I'm very glad that you did. Your guides are very happy that they've had a chance to help you from the conscious perspective. They're with you all the time. You're not always aware of them, of course, and they would like to ask you to reflect upon their presence and their love and support, because they are absolutely with you, supporting you. They're your cheer squad and they're with you 100%. They think you're wonderful, they said. They're very proud of you, they said. So please remember that piece of connection that has come through me to you. You can ask them for help at any time. They're with you 24/7, always. And just be careful. Always remember to only ask for your personal guides who help you and are with you for your greater good, well-being and happiness. Always add that in, because there are always, in this etheric world around us, imposters trying to get in there and find someone to sort of, leech off. So keep it clean. Keep it clean. And they said, keep it clean and keep it mean. That's like, don't feel mean by excluding the other guys. Just stick with your team. We're starting to rhyme here. Clean, mean team. Keep it with your team and don't ask for anyone outside of your team. It's important to keep it home and stay within your safety net group. Okay? Okie dokie. That's interesting and wonderful. And I hope that you found something to reflect upon that helps you. And feel free to look at the other aspects of your chart in my list as I make my new list. This is a new site, a new channel for the 2023. And it does need a little bit of help getting out there to the people and getting more presentations. So if you want to like it, share it and subscribe, that would be very powerful and helpful. and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me, Libra, and your guides. Thank you for the opportunity to share this and help you more directly. I wish you well and take care. Bye-bye.